Swellendam in South Africa's Western Cape province is located at the foothills of the 170 kilometer long Langeberg mountain range. From its early days as a trading post of the Cape Colony in the 1700s, it became a center for agricultural production. Today, this historic town is home to more than 50 heritage buildings, many of them in a Cape Dutch style and each with its own story to tell. Join us as we explore Swellendam, South Africa's third oldest town established in 1743. Alright, so we're on our way to Swellendam, and here we can see some silos. They store usually grain and maize and canola seeds and other things in here.
Well, this structure is rarely seen in Hong Kong, and I'm glad the things they store there is like kosher for you as a vegan.
Yeah, it's all healthy stuff. Look at all these palm trees we pass in here. Beautiful blue skies.
I think we should be grateful so far the weather is on our side.
Oh yeah, well the road has been very clear today and on all the days so far. Especially if we consider this is peak season for traveling. So we've been very fortunate to have open roads and just nice and peaceful to drive here.
Oh yes, we hardly can see like any cars on the road, and right now we are on the way towards our guest house.
Yeah, look at the Langeberg there in the background. Wow, I think we're going to have a beautiful, peaceful stay here. Well, so it's really nice and peaceful here at Wilde Brown Berries. So just look at those beautiful horses.
Yeah, I wonder if like guests can do horse riding there.
Yeah, that's something you'd be interested in. I've never ridden a horse, but look at those beautiful mountains as well.
And we are staying in the Blueberry apartment, and look at the size of the apartment with a big balcony.
Yes, it's much bigger than our place in Hong Kong. And it's much quieter as well, and the fresh air. It's the kitchen even also is much bigger than ours in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and the bathroom is really spacious with a bathtub and shower.
Yeah, I think the bathroom alone is about half the size of our flat in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I think any flats or houses in South Africa will be much larger than where we are staying in Hong Kong now.
Yeah, even by South African standards, this is quite a decent size guest house, the accommodation they offer here.
And I think the accommodation is expected to allow like 4 people to stay. There are some extra beds there.
Oh yes,
well.
up to 4 people. So for 2 people it's very spacious, and the beds were also very comfortable. Well, a nice surprise was that small bottle of jam they gave us. That went very nice with the bread we had.
Yeah, and then on the premises they sell a wide range of produce as well. And they have something that attracts me is the chili relishes. Let's see what they have there then.
Yes, I used to like chilies a lot. It's a pity I can't eat it anymore, but yeah, I'm glad you can still enjoy spicy stuff.
And here they have one called jalapeno chutney. I think it didn't state the price, but I think next time if we go there, I can buy a jar.
Yeah, I think the jalapeno should be rather spicy as well.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. And it's like 430 grams. Oh, this one is more exciting. It's called Ring of Fire with bird eyes chili. I think I will go for this.
Oh yeah, that should be very spicy.
I think here is something more suitable for you, like fruit and vegetables.
Yes, I think those are pickled ones. I used to eat that with my grandparents when I was still a kid.
So it brings back some good memories for you then.
Oh yes, certainly. And that mustard as well. My granddad loved mustard.
Mustard is delicious. I think it goes well with like vegan hot dogs or sandwiches, something like that.
Yeah, that's right. And it's interesting, when we arrived, they said we can't berry pick anymore. The season is past. But I think I was very lucky early in the morning to get like a handful of berries. We can at least taste it.
Oh yeah, it goes well with those breakfasts we had. And it seems here like if you pick, there's like 20 rand entrance fee, and then they will weight what you pick there accordingly, something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't cost me anything to enter. I wonder if they're going to charge me 20 rand next time if they've seen this video.
Maybe we can try berry picking next time then.
Yes, yeah, this place is wonderful. So it's a place we can try again when we visit Swellendam the next time. The current premises of the Drostdy Museum was built by the Dutch East India Company in 1747 to serve as residence and official headquarters for the Dutch Landdrost. Shortly afterwards, a jail, a house for the secretary, a mill and various outbuildings were erected. Johannes Theophilus Rhenius was the first Dutch Landdrost in this district. The Landdrost served as magistrate and chief administrator. He worked with a team of court officials, a secretary, jailer, and several slaves. In 1827, the Drostdy's keys were handed over to the British. The British Civil Commissioner replaced the board of Dutch officials, and from that time onwards, the British Commissioner and magistrate occupied the Drostdy. In 1835, the Drostdy was sold to Pieter Gysbert Steyn to reduce colonial debt. The Steyns ran the Drostdy until 1939, at which point it was sold to the government of the Union of South Africa. Since then, the Drostdy became a museum. So we're at a museum here in Swellendam, and these are the old cells where they used to keep prisoners. So you enter through this door, and then you can see the shackles here and a whip and other rather unpleasant things that they used on the slaves. But interestingly, if we step through to the next cell, there's another door here. This one looks worse than the first one because there's no window. And this was used where they put women in. They did not flog the women, but they were in a more unpleasant cell than the men. So the men would stay in this cell where there's actually a window. So they got flogged and then put in a cell with a window. Here we are now in the garden of the Drostdy Museum. And it's very beautiful, as you can see the mountains in the background. And then these thatched roofed houses, green grass. It's very well kept, this place, and there's many of these old buildings. And there's a tree for a bit of shade, and let's see some of the other buildings here. They all look very similar. Built in the old Cape Dutch style. This place apparently was built in 1747. Swellendam is one of the oldest towns in South Africa, so if you like a bit of history, then you should definitely visit Swellendam. Very friendly people here as well. Just have a look at these beautiful buildings and the majestic mountains there in the background. A glorious day here. It's just before 12, so not the best time for shooting videos, but still the light is pretty good with a bit of a cloud cover here. So let's go and have a look and see what it's like, what sort of equipment they used. As you can see there's the Afrikaans as well as lawyer. The first thing you see as you enter are these saddles for horses. But they used to make all sorts of leather products here. And then it says knowledge of the world. tells you a bit about the history of the place. And that's the equipment that they used back in the days. Various types of knives. There was a fleshing knife and an unhairing knife, and there were tongs and tanner's beam, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can see all sorts of equipment that they used. And then the tanning process they also used, as you can see at the top there, depending on what they wanted to do. For example, they used chromium, which was suitable for soles of shoes. And we can see on the other side, you see a lot of shoes there, or at least molds for shoes. And there's still the equipment as it used to be back in the day. So there's really a lot to see here at the Drostdy Museum. So we'll have a bit of a closer look at these saddles. Very nice, high quality leather saddle. Okay, let's go and have a look at some of the other historic buildings they have here. I'm now in one of the old bedrooms. So that's what the beds used to look like back in the day, and there's a cot for a baby and decoration on the wall. It's like the head of probably something they hunted down. And there's some clothes hanging. And through this door you can see an old mill, but I think it's still in use today because it says temporarily out of use due to maintenance. So perhaps they're still using it, and there's a bag where it will go into, and you can see there's bags next to it as well. So quite impressive that it's still in use in 2025. Something that was built in the 1800s. Swellendam is centered around an iconic Dutch Reformed church that you can enter for free. The existing church was built in 1911 after the original of 1798 had become too small to accommodate the congregation. 1,400 people can be seated in the current building. The architects, a Dutch father and son team, incorporated a Cape Revival style to create a unique design with bits of Baroque, Gothic and Cape Dutch styles fused together, and a lot of the wood from the 1798 church being reused. Translated into English, the church's motto is, "I hope for light." And what better light can we get than from God's Word? The section you're currently viewing houses photographs of previous church boards. Dominee A.G. de Toy was the congregation's first reverend. This picture shows the congregation's first church board of 1915. If you enjoyed this visit to Swellendam, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any future episodes. In our next outing, we visit Oudtshoorn, the world's ostrich capital and home to the most famous caves on the African continent.